This story takes place when my son Ezra is 2 and my younger son Murray is 2 weeks old. So I have been averaging about 3 hours of sleep a night, but I am determined to get out of this house and have a conversation with an adult who is not my husband. So I have packed the kids in the car. It only took 45 minutes, and we were headed to my friend Denise's house. See, Denise has 2 kids that are about the same age apart as Ezra and Murray, but she's ahead of me. See, her older daughter's already 4 and her younger daughter's 2. So she is going to show me how all this works. And I mean, they're doing great. And Denise is bipolar. So we are almost at her house. Oh gosh, maybe we'll take a walk to the park, but not before she makes me a cup of coffee. Denise makes the best coffee. Okay, I'm going to go pull into her driveway. Oh, but I can't because there's this orange Jeep there. That's weird. Oh, it must belong to her husband, John. I've never met him. It's great. Another adult to talk to. I'll just park on the street in front of her house. Can't do that either. There's this sign. It says, no stopping anytime. Oh, okay, I'll pull a U-turn, park on the other side of the street. All right, guys, we're here. Oh, Murray's asleep in the car seat. How am I supposed to get an infant in a car seat, a toddler, a diaper bag, a purse, and myself across the street at the same time? This is like one of those car talk puzzlers. I'm terrible at those car talk puzzlers. I'll do it in stages. Okay, so Murray first, get him out in the car seat, walk across the street, put him down on Denise's doorstep. I'm about to go back for Ezra when I realize I could play the greatest practical joke of all time. I am hiding behind my car. Denise is going to come to the door and think that an infant has been abandoned on her doorstep. This is going to be hilarious. Did I mention how sleep deprived I am? The door's opening. It's not Denise. It's her husband, John. It's okay. He's mine. I'm Denise's friend. You look a little shaken up. I'm just going to go get my other son. Don't worry, I'll be right back. So, I promise. So, John invites us into the house and makes me a cup of coffee. Thank you. His coffee's even better than Denise's. But don't tell her that. Where is she anyway? Probably out back doing a load of laundry. John's doing the dishes. He's kind of ignoring me. You know what? But I came here for some adult conversation. What could I talk to him about? He's an electrician. I don't know anything about electricity. Current events? I am so tired at that moment I didn't even realize I'd made a pun. I haven't thought about anything except Ezra and Murray for months. I know. I could tell him the story of Murray's birth. That is a perfectly appropriate topic of conversation with your friend's husband who you're meeting for the very first time, isn't it? Did I mention how sleep deprived I was? So John, Murray here arrived 2 weeks past his due date. You don't say. Yeah, but when he came, he came with a vengeance. I didn't want to get induced like I'd been with Ezra. So I called up my doula. Oh, that's a midwife. Do you mind if I get graphic? Great. So I call up my doula and I ask her how we could kickstart things. And she says, why don't you try having sex with your husband? Which was horrible for both of us. I can imagine. But you don't want to, trust me. And it didn't work anyway. So I was going to try that castor oil thing, but I woke up in the middle of the night with some mild contractions. So my dad comes, he picks up Ezra, and I call the doula again because I'm scheduled to be induced in just a couple of hours. And she says, let's speed this up. Why don't you try stimulating your nipples? Why the heck not? Exactly. So I'm walking up and down the hall, stimulating away, when all of a sudden my water breaks and I'm having this gargantuan contraction. And it is all I can do to sit on that toilet and scream, fuck! Well, you know what I was screaming. I would never use that language around the children. Sure you wouldn't. So Kevin took me to Kaiser Oakland, but he didn't know where the stork parking was. So we were just sort of in front of the emergency room. And I was having these contractions every 2 minutes. So I had to time it really carefully. One ended, and I bolted out of the car, blasted through security, made it to the gurney garage before the next one hit. I'm standing there going, he, who, he, who, he, who. And this nurse comes up to me and says, this young lady needs a wheelchair. I don't know how we got young lady for me standing there in my nightgown and slippers, clutching this bowl filled with my own puke, but he whisked me to labor and delivery just in time to push Murray here out. What can we talk about now? Mom, where's Denise? She's at Kaiser Oakland, too. The psychiatric ward.
Oh no.
I called from work last week and she told me that she and the girls had been decorating the dead tree in the backyard with Easter eggs. I said, honey, you sound kind of manic. I didn't mean manic. I just meant excited. But she said, you know, I think I am manic. Come home. I need to see my psychiatrist. And that was the last we saw of her. I've been home alone with the kids for the last 5 days. John, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do to help? Lisa, you have 2 children under the age of 3. You don't have any time to help anybody with anything for the next 3 years. Would it be helpful if we left? Nah, you're a good distraction. And my blood pressure is almost back to normal since I discovered that newborn abandoned on my doorstep. What, honey? What should we do now, Daddy? Why don't we show our friends the Easter egg tree you decorated with Mommy?